PFF is running one of their biggest sales ever. 40% off a PFF Plus subscription right now using the promo code BLACKFRIDAY. That means that you get everything fully unlocked. You get the grades, you get the stats, you get all the fantasy advice, the betting advice, which our new player prop tool is available on web as well to make you a smarter, better. You've got all of the draft analysis, the free agency analysis, all of that great stuff. Subscribe.pff.com to get 40% off a year-long PFF Plus subscription. Get it now. We're going to stay in the NFC North, talk about the Vikings and the Packers here. This one was in Green Bay. 23-6, the final score. The Packers get the win here. Their top 5 graded players, linebacker Isaiah McDuffie with an 86.4, wide receiver Christian Watson an 82.5, safety Xavier McKinney a 75.9, tight end Luke Musgrave with a 74.9. Needed to step up, of course, with Tucker Kraft now down for the season. And running back Emmanuel Wilson, talking about guys that needed to step up. Josh Jacobs not in this one, 72.2. overall grade, and then Jordan Love is 62.7 overall grade. On Minnesota's side of things, center Ryan Kelly reinserted into that starting lineup. He was their top graded player with an 84.4. Defensive tackle Javon Hargrave with a 79.6. Offensive tackle Brian O'Neill with a 77.1. Linebacker Blake Cashman at 72.8. Wide receiver Justin Jefferson at 71.8. And then J.J. McCarthy just a 47.3 overall grade. Stat that told the story, Dalton.
Well, this Trev, at this point in the year and what we've seen the last couple weeks from this Minnesota offense, it may at least for the rest of the season just be broken. They had 4 net yards in the second half of this game.
Not good.
Not great.
Not good.
Not great. 3 turnovers, 2 on offense, the 2 J.J. McCarthy interceptions, and then the muff punt, that weird play with Miles Price on the punt that bounced off of him, and then that ended up in the Packers' hands as well. This is just an offense now that, because the quarterback is struggling, you don't get quite as much out of the run game as you want to. Now, they were decent in flashes in this game, especially early on, but you're talking about an offense that just does not have a whole lot of answers right now. And probably for the first time since Kevin O'Connell's been the Vikings head coach, that he just doesn't have the answers for this offense. I think that is centered around the quarterback. It was another tough day for McCarthy. And you know, the offensive line, it wasn't great. The left side of their offensive line, both of those guys, Darisaw and Donovan Jackson, both got hurt in this game. It just feels like it's coming apart at the seams right now. And look, the Vikings defense, they put in a ton of effort in this game. I'm not going to lie to you. They tried to keep him in it, but they were out there on the field for 37 minutes. I right now, the way this is operating right now, I really don't know what the fix is. They're 4-7.
The offseason.
It's going to be the offseason. Between McCarthy's fundamentals and, you know, the injuries they've had on the offensive line this year, they've never really had their starting 5 out there very often. They need some more juice at running back. You know, I like the way that Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason can run in spurts, but it feels like they might be a team that's looking for more dynamic ability out of the backfield. And at the end of the day, the quarterback situation needs to get better, whether that's McCarthy significantly improving or it is somebody else coming in to compete. I don't know. I don't know what the long term is going to look like there, but this Minnesota offense right now, at least you saw in the second half of this game and really for a lot of last week too, it's broken. It is broken, and I don't know where Kevin O'Connell is going to turn to at this point to find points.
Yeah. McCarthy's brutal right now. There's no other way to say it. 49.9 overall passing grade. Another game where he has a pressure to sack ratio over 40%, 41.7% pressure to sack ratio. And I think the time of possession obviously goes into this as well. Minnesota only had the ball for 22 minutes, I believe.
22 minutes and 45 seconds.
And 45 seconds was their total time of possession here. And I just think that when you look at that being the case, and you were, let me make sure I get this right here, you were down on the scoreboard from the first quarter on, and you still were only able to hold on to the ball for 22 minutes in this game. Your quarterback goes 12 for 19 for 87 yards.
And Matt LaFleur, you could feel the almost disrespect for the Vikings offense with the Packers offensive play calling in the second half, because they were just, they basically just straight up let off the gas. They're like, you know what? If we run it 4 yards at a time, we keep getting first downs, cool. If we got to punt it away, cool. We are not afraid. You could see the level. There's been some who have gotten on the Packers for being a bit conservative offensively. This is a spot where it was well warranted in the second half of this game, because he basically had just, with his play calling, said, yeah, you guys can't score on us. Yeah. We're just going to milk this clock out.
It's true. No, it's very true. Jordan Love in this game, I noted this one. This was my most impressive with him. 76.8 passing grade with 5 or 6 rushers. So we know that the Vikings love to bring pressure. And so having an extra player or 2 coming at him in the pocket, he was able to navigate that pretty well. So a 76.8 overall passing grade when he was dealing with pressure. You highlighted this last Wednesday that he's been one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL this year against the blitz. That proved to be true in this game. He was able to stay cool, calm, and collected. And I think that was a big reason why Green Bay ended up getting the win. Most disappointing for me, kind of a wasted good Vikings rushing day, right? Jordan Mason, 8 carries, 42 yards, 5.3 yards per carry average. Aaron Jones, 9 carries, 41 yards, 4.6 yards per carry average. I mean, like that's pretty good. That's pretty efficient on the ground. And you would think to yourself, oh, okay, well, the best friend of a young quarterback is the run game. Well, he had the run game. Oh, well, the best friend of a young quarterback is a good tight end. He has one. Oh, well, the best friend of a young quarterback is a star wide receiver that he could go to. He has one.
Got a pretty good defense, too. Was the offensive line perfect? No. McCarthy, it's been a major struggle. It's been McCarthy. I'm not saying that it's totally over for him because there's context to, I think, how he's playing. You missed all the rookie year with injury. You didn't really get that time, which is really important. He wasn't leaned on a ton when he was at Michigan when they were having a ton of success. So now he's in the NFL. He's watching NFL speed for the first time really in his life. And he's already somebody who, in order to maximize sort of his arm talent and his throwing potential, like he kind of has to put his body a little bit into all of these strokes. He's not the biggest guy in the world. I think he's got good enough arm talent to start in this league, but it's not like top tier arm talent. So when he sees things late, he has to put even more of his body into it because he's got to ramp up the revolutions per second on the ball because he's got to get the pace a little bit faster because he saw it a little bit late. That's when you see the lack of accuracy. That's when you see the fundamentals come apart. And so right now, unfortunately, the way that McCarthy is seeing the field, especially deep down the field, I mean, his turnover-worthy play this week was it's terrible, and it happens every week. And it happens when you put multiple players in deep coverage shells, and you just go, he'll throw it to us, and he does every week. So you have a terrible pressure-to-sack ratio. You have a terrible deep passing grade, or at least a lot of turnover-worthy plays. I don't know what it is off the top of my head with his overall passing grade, but the fact of the matter is McCarthy is playing so poor that if this obviously continues, you have to think about bringing in some legit competition. Not some soft competition. You have to bring in legit competition because if he continues to play this way in the beginning of next year, you cannot ride with him for another full season. It's just going to be a waste. Yeah.
He's got to get better. He has to get better.
It is sinking the whole offense right now. It is. And you mentioned it, 11 big-time throws, but 12 turnover-worthy plays in just 6 games. And the accuracy has been bottom of the barrel. So they've got to figure it out. And like you mentioned, I don't think this is a problem that's going to get figured out until the offseason.
Somebody said McCarthy is hurt. Is McCarthy hurt?
Did he get hurt late in this game? I don't think he came out at all.
Concussion symptoms.
Concussion symptoms. So now we might. If that's the case, then
Max Brosmer,
I guess, from Minnesota to Minnesota.
Wow,
right down the street.
Wow,
low moving costs.
Low moving costs, indeed.
We could see that. We'll see. Either way, it's a long-term question that's going to have to be asked.